How would you explain contemplative practices in everyday terms? And it crossed my mind because sometimes using the word spirituality sends people off into religion. But from what I understand, contemplative practices to be, they're the same thing: yoga, prayer, meditation, journaling, spending time in nature. And so I just wondered what that word means when you hear it.
So I was pondering on your question, right? And other questions came to me. I appreciate you explaining where this is coming from. But other question that came to me is, why would that be important to you? And
Yeah, that's the difference, is trying to figure out when talking about the offerings, um, do I want to emphasize that they're contemplative practices, or do I want to emphasize that they're spiritual practices, or do I want to explain both and let people decide for themselves?
so that is awesome. So right there, right when you say there, is this or that, immediately we are already talking about spirituality, because when we find those either or possibilities, there is an invitation for us to find how can we integrate and find the both end in that, right? And definitely what I understand about contemplative practices, including meditation, is a way, it is an exercise of spirituality. It's a way for us to find that deep connection within us, right? It needs to be in silence, because otherwise we are listening to our minds chatting all the time. And so the contemplative practices will help us to find some kind of silence with,
Mm.
and
Okay.
it's through that silence that we will find, whatever we are calling spirituality. And we can talk more about the spirituality conceptually as well, but that's how we access our inner sense, uh, inner essence. I want to say inner connection with God or nature or whatever we are calling that big picture. Right. So, and I love that when you asked, in the chat, you asked in daily, right? And I love that because it is important that it is in everyday terms, not as an obligation, but how can we bring those moments of silence, those moments of not being all the time in the doing mode, in the thinking mode, to our daily activities, right? Has to do with being present as well. How does that resonate with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop that. That was good.